think I'm live. Test, 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 test. Hello. Test, test. I think we're good. Stream bitrate. It's all right. Nice. All right. Back to the particle system. Alright, I think we're all set up. That pops up right away. There we go. Hey, what's going on? All right, what am I doing right now? Particle systems, trails. All right, well, I'm gonna be talking to myself a little bit, just talking out loud. Maybe I'll turn this into a video later. I think I've got everything set up on the stream now, and I got a little bit of music playing. Hopefully it's pretty quiet. Honestly, maybe I don't even want music right now. I just need a vibe for a second. I am gonna talk to myself out loud, which is a very unusual thing to do while you're programming, obviously. But you know, we're not just programming, we're streaming right now. So what I'd like to do today yesterday I converted my particle system from just being one giant global thing to being able to run attached to sort of like an instance of one of my entities in the world. So now the particles are actually coming out of the pickaxe instead of being drawn with the global renderer, which gives us the benefit of Z sorting when we draw. So before, when I put the torch behind my head, the particles still drew in front of my character. But now they're drawn at the same time that the torch is drawn. And because I am careful to draw the torch before the player when it is higher than the player, the particle effects will also be drawn first. And so we don't have any weird discontinuity there. And I think it's working pretty well. The next thing I'd like to do is, I think it's pretty cool in games where when you like swing your weapon, it makes a little arc out of like white particles. Usually that's just a sprite sheet animation, but I'd like to do it procedurally because I can't draw, and it's just kind of how I like to do things. Pretty much just do everything procedurally instead of ever learning art. We can just avoid it forever. So my idea with how to do that is to tie it directly to the sort of like collision arc on any individual weapon. So if we look at something like an axe here, you can see this, well, I guess it's going to be hard. Oh, I can do this. You can see this green line here. That's the line I'm checking for collision with the axe. And when I swing it, it kind of sweeps out this area. And what I'd like to do is use this collision line, which is different depending on, you know, whatever weapon you have. It kind of lines up with the weapon very loosely, just to give you a little vibe check there. But what I'd like to do is, as that sweeps out, I use that position, well, I guess the position, direction, the line, as the head of a particle trail. And I wasn't able to do that using the, I wasn't able to do that if the particle system was some global instance, because, well, it's just much more complicated if it's a global instance when it needs like very specific stuff, information about the thing that's swinging, because I need to kind of micromanage these particles, where the general system just kind of iterates over all the particles, updates them, deletes them, you know, does normal particle stuff. But I need to be able to kind of micromanage a couple of the particles and be like, yeah, you're going to live forever. I'm going to turn you on and off, stuff like that. So that's what I'm going to work on today. I don't really know how I'm going to do it. I kind of have like a loose vision in my head, but I also haven't Um, Looked at my particle system in a while, so I have to kind of refresh myself on how everything is even set up before I can make too many changes, but I figure whatever, might as well hop right into it. So I know the first thing I'm going to need to change is that when we're updating the ribbon particles, we need some way to say, hey, this ribbon particle, it's just going to last forever. So I think what I can do is probably just add another bool onto my ribbon particles that just says like last forever. Kind of what you'll see in like my programming is like you want to program stuff fast and program it literal, and you'll probably be in a pretty good spot. So I don't think lifetime is really used. Particle lifetime. Oh, this loop thing. Stupid loop thing. Loop time. Yeah, we shouldn't even do this loop thing. If started loop and hasn't finished loop. Yeah, so the only thing I'm using the ribbon particle, I guess, this is all part of my, I mean, kind of what I just said, honestly, is that I just code things really fast because, you know, a lot of code you can just code super fast, see the result. The result's going to be the same as if you coded it very meticulously, and sometimes you just hate the result and you rip out all the code, so there's really no point in over-architecting it. So this thing I have set up here, which I'll show you in just a moment, just kind of shows that every single ribbon particle in my game right now, after a certain amount of time, it just like does this loop, and it's for the wind streams. So all these wind streams, at some point they'll probably do a loop, or maybe these ones already did their loop. Maybe the loop is broken. Yeah, I don't actually see any of these things looping. Yep, not seeing any looping. Did I turn off the loops? Maybe I did turn off the loops. I'm not going to get too hung up on it right now. Haven't started loop, start loop, if loop timer, loop the thing. Yeah, everything should be doing loops, so I don't really know why it's not. Well, you can't get hung up over it. So what I'm going to say here is if particle lifetime is less than 0 and the particle does not last forever, then we'll set it to 0 and we'll do that. Else we'll just carry on with our life. And then the next thing I'm going to do is I need to add a function to add a persistent ribbon particle. So I'm going to do that. I can move this over to the screen. So we kind of have these functions in here. I'm going to make one that says add persistent ribbon particle, and the ribbon particles, what it's ultimately going to need is the ribbon particle's head is going to need to be continuously set. It's going to need to be set via a reference from the weapon. So we're going to have the weapon's position and rotation, and we're going to need to know the offset and kind of like keep it intact throughout the lifetime of the particle. So for now, how do I want to do this? I could have the individual ribbon particle keep track of some position. How do I want to do this? What would be the quick and dirty way of doing it? Okay. Yeah, so the weapon particles always have that start and end position. So I think I call them hit points. I think they're just offsets. Let me see how I do that. Hit point. Yeah, it's just a pair of vec2fs, hit points. So I'll have these points, and I'll also have the display position of it, and I can update the head from that. Particle system. Maybe I'll actually return a handle to the index. Or I'm sorry, that was a super weird way to say that. So the particle ribbons, the ribbon particles, all have an index associated with them, and I can just return the index of the head ribbon particle. So when we add this ribbon particle, I can give it back to the original system, and then when the original system needs to update it, I can pass in the ribbon particle, and I'll say, hey, update this ribbon particle's head, and I will update the head with, I will need a vector, and I will need the base position. And I'm just going to do it like this, and then I need a pair of vectors, and this will be the offsets. I'm doing it like this because this is the exact format that I'm calculating internally. So I'm just going to call it hit points. And then I'll take an unsigned int reference in, and I'll say this is the ribbon particle index. And this will be the index that it is actually added at. Okay, so what do I need to do here? Let's see what it looks like when I add like a wind particle. Just gonna copy this for now. Persistent particle, new particle, and I want the head position to be the, well, I actually wanted to, maybe I only need the hit points. Well, no, I need the position to get the, yeah, because it's going to be position plus the hit points. So we'll average it to get the actual thing. Okay, I think it's time for some math. So we have position and direction. So first things first, we need to move the hit points into world space. And we can do this by taking the hit points and adding it to the position that was passed in. And then to get the middle of the points, we're going to add them and divide it. And this midpoint is going to be the point of our particle. That should be in the middle of the hit points on the scan line, or like the kind of like scan line thing. Okay, the lifetime doesn't matter. We can just set that to 0. But what we do want is we want to say B lasts forever. We don't want any speed, and we don't want any rotation speed either. The speed of the particle, let's just default these to 0, because that makes sense now that we can have things. Rotation speed is 0. That's all good. Then I won't have to set this. Inverse sample rate, let's not worry about that right now. Slice lifetime, that feels a little high, but maybe it's not. And then we don't want to do a blurry one. I think we just want to do a points. Let me just quickly check. For point, I want it to just literally be a like a rectangle. That'd be great. So let's just make sure that actually 0, 496. I'm just gonna look at my sprite sheet real quick. 0. Nope, it's not what I think it is. How do I make it just be like a pixel? Do I have something like that? Square. 0, 32. Okay. So I'm gonna want it to be kind of weird that I wrote this like this, like a crazy person. There we go. Go back to the persistent ribbon, and I want you to be a square. No rotation speed, no regular speed. White is fine. Add the particle, lasts forever. And then what else do I want it to have? It needs a better direction and it needs a better width. So this is the half width. So what I actually need this to be is the magnitude from point A to point B divided by 2. So I think I have just a magnitude. Yeah, I do. Oh, lovely. Okay. Back to particle system. So I will say float half width is distance between, yeah, you wish, buddy. Mag of this 0.1 minus 0.2, and it doesn't really matter if we use the world space version or not. The distance between the points will be the same. So when we have particle half width, we'll go new particle dot half width. And then the last thing we're going to need is this direction vector. And we should be able to get that by taking I guess we don't know which way it should be facing. Yeah, that is a little annoying. I guess maybe, well, yeah, we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. But const sf vector to f v direction equals, that's not the direction we want it to be, actually. I mean, we want it to be that direction, but then we need it to be rotated. Let me just see, did I write a note here? And I rotate in degrees because we're in America. Okay, rotate, and then that's the direction. And then this should be the right position, direction, half width, and then we add it. So add ribbon particle. Why do I even have screen space here? We don't do screen space for ribbon particles. Let me move that over a little bit. We do not do screen space ribbon particles, so I'm just going to delete that variable. Don't need that. Let's see here. Ribbon particle. You'll never be screen space, so get rid of that. Must have added this a while ago and thought it'd be useful. Okay. And then we want to have this ribbon index, so that is, we're going to need to return so that we can find this again later. So we added the particle, and then we will set the IO to, let's see here. Oh yeah, this is correct. So we increment the ribbon index inside of adding it. So we'll want one before the next one. So if we go back to persistent, we'll say if it's 0, then we want to use the max ribbon particles in about 1, else we'll use the index -1. Okay, so this adds the persistent ribbon particle. And then the second part that we'll need here is a way to update the persistent ribbon particle. So we'll say void update persistent ribbon particle, and we'll do the same thing, except we'll just take in the ribbon particle index directly. Okay. Let's see what that looks like. So the first thing that we're going to need to do is find our ribbon particle. And it'd probably be good to assert some stuff here, but I can't think of what to assert exactly. So I'm not going to worry about it too much. Okay. I think we just mostly need to copy everything we did before. So that what we need to update is the ribbon particles heads position and direction. Yeah, and that's it. So let's find the minimum we need to get the position and the direction. So the position is this midpoint, the direction is this thing. So I think we pretty much just need all of this code again, and we'll go like that. And then it's not going to be a new particle this time. It is going to be an existing particle, and we're just going to update the values for the heads, position, and direction. And I think that's all good. And now we just need to call these two functions. So what we're going to do is from the modular weapons update render, we need to call both of these functions. So actually, the first thing we want to do is I have this function called snap render. This is called the first frame that an object is on the screen. So the first frame that it's on the screen is the frame that we're going to want to add the persistent particle. Past that point, we'll just update the persistent particle. And we are going to need to keep track of a new piece of information, and that is the ribbon particle index. And this is my special ribbon particle. So if we go wherever this is initialized, numverts, 0, don't need a thing. Let's go back to the modular weapon. We will say, well, we know what we're going to want to do. We're going to want to call, I have this function called add or get particle system. This is the new deal. And then we will be adding a persistent ribbon. So what does it take in? It takes in a position, it takes in the hit points, and it takes in that IO particle index. So positions, hit points, and particle index. Oops, modular weapon. We know what the position is. Render info, display positions right here. So modular weapon. So we will say add persistent. Geez, I need to copy this stuff. Add persistent ribbon particle. And the position we're going to take in is the display position, and then we'll have both those hit points, and then the last one will be the ribbon particle index. And this middle piece here, it needs to be the hit points. And I think we can just calculate them using something like this. So back to snap render. We'll say, give me the hit points. We'll pass that in. And I think that should be enough to add the persistent ribbon particle. Oh, you know what I could assert in the particle system actually? Oh, expecting 3. Rotate is expecting yes. Because you want to rotate towards something by a percentage. That's not what I wanted. I just want to rotate a vector. Where's my function to just rotate a vector? Dot mag square rotate vector. Where have you been hiding? Okay. So I want to say rotate vector. And does this take in? This does take in a radian. Okay. So I will say, I think we just need it to be here. This one's also going to be rotate vector. And then 90 degrees will just be half pi. So we'll do the rotation like that. And I don't know which way I'm supposed to rotate this, either positive or negative half pi, but I suppose I'll figure out soon enough. Okay, so we've added the persistent particle. I think I have this. Let's go back to modular weapon. So we're adding a persistent particle. We're passing in the weapon's display position, its hit points, and we're getting back that ribbon particle index. Oh, that's what I was going to do. So when we're updating the persistent particle, I can assert, oh, I have caps lock on. I can assert that the particle lasts forever. I feel like that's a decent way to sort of ensure that we're getting back the right particle, because when we add this persistent particle, we're going to set that it lasts forever. So it better have that set when we're here. Okay. And then the last thing I'm going to need to do is in the update, we're going to call pretty much the same function, except we are going to call update persistent ribbon particle. Is that what I called it? Update persistent ribbon particle, and we pass in the position unused variable half width. Yes, we do not need half width anymore for this one. Okay. And then surely this is just going to be a mess, honestly, when I run the game, but I guess we'll find out soon enough. I suppose while this compiles, anybody in the chat? Anybody here? Is everybody bots? Never streamed on YouTube before, so. Doesn't seem like anybody's here. And that's okay, because we would be coding with or without anybody here. Okay, this is finished compiled. Let's try to run this. And we've got the game up here. I'll give it a sec for it to hit the stream. There we go. And we have, it does not seem to be working. Doesn't seem to be doing anything. Let's go into the code real quick. I'm just gonna hide this, hide that. And we're gonna start debugging this a little bit. So in our modular weapon, at some point we get here and we call, yep, we have the particle system, we go update. We have these points, so we have some positions. These all look normal. Yep, midpoint is something. Direction vector ends up being, yep, some one value. The ribbon particle index is 0, which kind of makes sense because it'd be the first particle we added. And then we have a lifetime that's just getting more and more negative. We have a head, and we have a tail. The tail size is 0, which that's going to be the problem. So if the tail size is 0, that means we're not going to have anything to render because particle trails need tails. Okay. I wonder if, okay, there's a head, a direction. What's this? Length to next slice, lifetime. Oh, maybe the head's lifetime is messing with it. Let's go see how we update ribbon particles exactly. So we update it. Lifetime's going to go down, but it does last forever, so we should not go into this one. The rotation speed is 0, so we shouldn't rotate the head. The position shouldn't change either because the particle speed is 0. And let's ignore this loop thing for now. And we'll ignore this loop thing for now. And then we go over the tail and update the particles. Oh, is this where things get weird? No, it shouldn't be. So we go over the tail. We have no slices, which I guess that is. Oh, we only do this. Ah, I see. Okay. So how I have this set up is that when a ribbon particle is going through the world and then the ribbon particle, the lifetime is over, you don't want to delete the particle immediately because it has that tail still. So right here, what I'm doing is I'm saying that, hey, if the particle still has a lifetime, we can add to the tail, or else don't add to the tail. And what that does is when the particle, a ribbon particle dies, it persists until all of the tail is gone. So what we want to do here is we want to say if particle lifetime is greater than 0, or the particle, lasts forever, then we can add things onto the tail. I'm going to give this another build real quick and go use the restroom. All right, I'm back. Let's see this webcam back on. We don't need this breakpoint anymore. We can continue. Okay, let's see. Let's see if we can see anything in game now. So I'm gonna go back in, and I'm still not seeing anything. Okay, let's hit a breakpoint. Get the particle system. Get the particle. Okay, let's look at our particle. Does it have a tail this time? It does have a tail. 100. 100 things in its tail. So it has a huge tail. The tail's position is almost all the same points. Okay. Is it also the same position as the head, I wonder? Head positions 780, 25, 15. Is it the same thing as this? 83, 94. Oh, I bet you update render. Nope. Update ribbon particle. How do we do this? Update ribbon particle. Yeah, the particle's lifetime. And the particle tail's lifetime. Yeah. What is this looking like? Particle tail. Let's just view one of these real quick. Lifetime .027. Where's the lifetime here? .42. .82. Yeah, they're all reasonable lifetimes. It's just their positions are all the exact same as the head, which is kind of bizarre. 78, 25. Wait, 78, 28, 15. 78. Oh, that's weird. The perfect swing text is kind of weird now. Update render. So, update ribbon particles. Well, I guess it, okay. Maybe the tail is just full. How big can it, no, the tail can be as big as it can, as big as it can get, right? Yeah. And pause. Tail point. Well, I guess I was using point before. Square does have something in it, right? Surely. 0. Yeah, this is my square particle. Okay, more investigating. Let's see here. Modular weapon. Let's get back in here real quick. Okay, the head has a position, and from the head's position is where we make the tails, but the tails, Gosh, it's just weird. Is this the oldest one? Yeah, because it's just a Q, so the newest one should be the... They all have directions. And this guy has nothing weird going on here. Lifetime. Half width is 5.3. Sample timer. No speed, that's fine. Done with the loop. Loop timer tail. Square stripe. Huh. So weird. Update ribbon particles. Yeah, because the tail's position should not be changing. So if it lasts forever, that add tail position as the head position, and the tail slice tail position. That's just a copy of the head. Totally makes sense. Lifetime is the slice lifetime, which is 5 seconds. We decrease the sample timer, increase the number of verts. Unless it's just literally not rendering the ribbon particles, which I guess that's a possibility. Add ribbon particles to vertex array. No, because this just counts if it's empty. This should be fine. Let's see here. Yeah, add to vertex array, add to vertex array. Can I not see the particle? Should be just the 0th particle. Yeah, the 0th particle is my persistent particle. And then I'm just going tail slices. Yep. Slice position. Minus the tail front's position, which is the next one. Distance to use is slice lifetime. Yeah, I mean, like, this all makes sense. Okay. Then when we get here, we should have starting to add the quads. What vertex are we starting at? 4002? Yeah, and we don't assert here, so we're definitely adding the slices properly. Here's all the points for it. Oh, unless the color is botched? Nope. Particle.color. RGB. A. I am perplexed. Lifetime. Speed. It was weird that all the particle tails were the same size. Well, I guess we're going to have to just do some sanity checking on ribbon particles. So I guess I could just add a bunch of freaking ribbon particles coming out of the modular weapons just to see if we get anything. Particle system. Let's see here. Add wind. Well, add ribbon particle. Position direction. Add ribbon particle generic. Position, direction, start color, end color, lifetime, speed, blah, 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 screen space, false. Add ribbon particle. Sure. Let's just add ribbon particles just to see if we can get anything to draw. Render info. And it will get particle system. Add ribbon particle. Probably don't need any of that stuff. Let's see here. It is a position, a direction, a lifetime, and a color. Okay. So we have a position, a direction, a lifetime, and a color. That's a weird color. Let's say SF color red, and a lifetime of 1, and a direction of, well, does the direction get normalized later? Does not. Okay. So we'll say a direction of get forward. That's fine. Okay, let's see if we get any ribbon particles drawing. And we have ribbon particles being drawn. It is very lovely and cursed, that's for sure. I actually ran out of ribbon particles. It's getting spammed at me. Huh, ran out of ribbon particles. How does that happen? Huh. That's actually super weird. Ran out of ribbon particles. Oh, because I have that persistent particle. Okay. Because when I add a ribbon particle, add ribbon particle, add ribbon particle, if what I want to do is just go to the next one. Okay, so now we have, so I am getting something to draw, so I'm not totally lost. And they look, I don't know, I guess they look ribbony. Jeez, what is wrong with me? Why can I not get anything else to draw then? Because I figure I could, at a minimum, I could get, you know, okay, well, I'm gonna stop fussing over it. Let's just go. Back to the code. Oh, I haven't been streaming the game. I guess I'll bring that up real quick just to show. I can get something to draw. It's whatever this is. Actually doesn't even look that bad. Just adding a random ribbon particle almost looks correct for what I'm trying to do, which is kind of sad. Because I am going to keep struggling. So let's keep struggling. So add ribbon particle. What does this do that I'm not doing? Because I'm not doing something. It says new particle, head, position, direction, lifetime, speed, inverse sample rate, lifetime, color. Yeah, that's it. I wonder if I just change this lifetime to like some huge value. If this just works. Half width, inverse sample rate, lifetime. Yeah, that's a really long slice lifetime. Oh, that was fun. I forgot I added this little effect when the things gain energy, and I just watched a pig or something, gain some energy and get some little sparkles. Anyways. Oh. Well, I guess one thing that I definitely need to do that I wasn't accounting for, that I kind of forgot about. Oh, wait. So one thing is that the particle systems are added from the renderer now. And the renderer can also be created and run for the UI elements, but we don't ever want to render it on the UI. So I probably should make sure that the modular add, what the fuck is wrong with me? Oh, I need to think. I think I'm making a mess. Because the fire particle. Yeah. Oh, no. Because the smart drawable just says if I have a particle system to subtract particle. I think so. Particle system. Yeah, just subtract some inverts. Okay, so no matter which particles I add, it should be fine. Okay. Separate thing to worry about. Unworried. Okay. Ribbon particle. Please just fucking draw the ribbon particle. Okay, I don't want this one anymore. And what I'm going to do, just to desperately try to get anything to show, is when I add this ribbon particle, I am just going to give it a speed. Doesn't make sense to have a speed, but I need to see something, and I feel like it might be related to the speed somehow, although I don't know why it would be. Let's see here. Nope. Still not getting anything to draw. Very annoying. Persistent ribbon particle. Jeez, man, like why can't I have anything? Update persistent ribbon particle. Now it does have a lifetime, some huge number. Sample timer, half width, inverse rate. It's a square. Maybe like the square is messing it up. Like, should I change it from square to, what are the other ribbon particles? I guess what's the default ribbon particle? A point? I guess I could try a point. See if that fixes it. It's very weird. Let's see here. I still don't see anything. I guess I'm curious though. So when I was doing this, I wonder where these particles were getting added exactly. So here, display position 3897, and then, well, let's go here. Yeah, because it's like, it's only, wait, these hit points. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. That's crazy. The hit points are already in world space. That's crazy. What? I guess that makes so much more sense. Oh my gosh. Okay. Calculate swing position. I guess I could perpetuate this then. So world object render info, get weapon hit points. Yeah. Okay. All right. You win. Let's do this. Null pointer. Sit here, here, here. Because now when we get the swing position, if we have render info, we can get the origin from that. That's crazy. Okay. So that's why. So update. Why is it not showing? Snap. Modular weapon. So confused. Update render. Why can't I just go here? When I get the hit points, I want to pass in the render info. And then I will also do that up here when I get the hit points. And then what I need to do is I need to change the add and the update to not take a position, because it turns out that the hit points are already in world space. So I'll go to add, and we don't need position. The midpoint is just going to be hit points dot first plus hit points dot second divided by 2, and the half width will be first minus second divided by 2. We don't need these intermediate points. And then well, I guess we can yeah, what we can do here is we can just say sf vector to f v 0.1 minus 0.2. Oops. Let's get this closed. 0.1 minus 2. Don't want to duplicate this work here. So we have 0.1 minus 2. Then we'll take the magnitude of that divided by 2. That's the half width. And then we want to normalize it and rotate it to get the direction. And then that should be all the information that we needed previously, where we have the midpoint, the direction, half width, and then this lifetime stuff. I guess just for posterity, we can change that back to 0. Then I'll copy this. We don't need a position anymore here. And then we'll paste it here, and we won't need half width anymore. We do need 1 minus 2 to get the direction, and then we'll set midpoint there and direction there. Okay, let's try this again. Oh goodness. Default arguments can only be specified for parameters in a function declaration. Did I not do that? Oh, one extra param or parenthesis. There you go. Just giving this a compile just so you can see what I was just doing there. An extra parenthesis here. Oh my goodness. Extra parenthesis here also, because I'm copy and pasting. And then the last thing we need to do is that these functions don't need to take that. I don't even want to see this anymore. Don't need a breakpoint for the first pass. Don't need that. Okay. It's embarrassing that I missed the hit points thing, but it's kind of to be expected while you're streaming. It's a little bit harder to concentrate, especially when you're trying to like talk out loud. Okay, let's get this running again. And if we look now, we have some cursed version of what I want. Excellent. Yeah, it's very, very weird. It almost seems backwards, to be honest. Oh, because you know what I did? I changed it to the okay, because we messed with a bunch of stuff here. So I changed it from the square to the point. And I think I also added speed. Yeah, speed's weird to have on here right now. So I'm going to delete the speed. I'm just changing some code right now. Delete the speed. And then change this back to square. Relaunch. We'll see what that looks like. This was kind of like my original vision for this. Let's see here. Oh, it's so cursed and weird. What is happening? Okay. Yeah, and this is pretty much what I was thinking it should look like before. It's almost like you're painting with a paintbrush. If you look at if I draw that line, you can kind of see that green line is what's pasting the, whatever you'd want to call this, like this trail. I guess maybe some interesting things that we could do with the trail would be to decrease its width over time. So that's something that I don't really do right now, but I guess it would be cool. Maybe it would be cool if I did that. I think that like most trails kind of like look like that when you do it. Obviously the time is like super awkward right now. This trail is way too, it lasts forever. So it's just very weird. So maybe I'll try that. Let me try, maybe also like the color over the lifetime would be something good to kind of mess with. So just a couple ideas here. So maybe like, let's try the width first. So I'm going to try changing the width over the lifetime first. So this persistent particle, oh, I guess that's the thing that's going on right now is that the particles, ribbon particles, I think I don't think the slices have a width. So the slice is just yeah, let's add a width to this. Width to the slice. And I guess it will be half width. And then when we make the slice, we will set, well, I guess the head is a slice itself, right? Maybe the head maybe we don't even need half width on here at all. Well, no, half width is probably fine because we'll just keep it as the head's position, or the head's half width as well. So, maybe not. Maybe we just move this to the head. Nah, it's kind of fine to be here. I don't know. I'm not gonna fuss over it. Okay. So then when we update the ribbon particles, what we're going to want to do is go over the lifetime. Oh, actually, we could just calculate the width every time because we're gonna have to calculate it anyways. So there's really no point in saving it. We could just calculate it on the fly when we're adding it to the vertex array. So when we add the ribbon particle to the vertex array, we're already doing this thing where we calculate the percentage of the distance to use, where we're dividing the lifetime of the slice, what the heck, by the inverse sample rate? How does that make any sense? Oh, because then it just squeegees in at the end. What I want to do really is do the lifetime divided by the default lifetime to kind of get like the percentage through the life. Yeah, so we go through the slices, we say length use, and then we go through the slices, and then we go particle half width. And this is the part I wanted to change. So instead of doing, oh, I see. So the next slice has a position. So I guess we do want to store this per slice still, just so we know. Okay, but we can calculate it on the fly. So we're going to do that. So I'm going to say float, is it half width? Is that what we actually care about, right? Yeah. So the points, slice point is going to be slice right, and then slice half width, and then next slice half width. That's what I called it, right? Yep. And then that should be all good on the points. And then the actual half width should be, as we go through the slices, what I would like to know, total length, sure, whatever. If slices, num slices, no. What I want to know is f percentage through life, which will be slice dot lifetime divided by, well, I guess whatever the particles, what would I call it? Slice lifetime? Lifetime? Half lifetime? Slice lifetime. Okay. Divided by the slice lifetime. And then what I would like to do here is I will say slice dot half width equals, and we will lerp. Is that what I called lerp? I think that's what I named my lerp. Andrew math lerp. Nope. Do I have just a regular lerp? Yeah, capital F. Or I'm sorry, capital L. Okay, Andrew math lerp, and I want to. So as this approaches 0, I want the width to approach 0, and I want it to start at the half width size. And I think that should be good. I guess we can check out what that looks like. Also, while we do this, when we're updating the persistent ribbon particles. Well, no. When we add this persistent ribbon particle, I don't want the slice lifetime to be so long. I think like 1 second is probably fine. The inverse sample rate seemed pretty good. The inverse sample rate is how often we create a tail particle. So the lower that number is, the more smooth the line will appear that we're kind of painting with the axe. But let's see what this looks like. Okay, I've got the game up here. I guess I really shouldn't rush away from the game. Maybe it's the more interesting thing to see. Let's see here. World. Oh, something definitely weird is going on there. So it seems like I have it backwards. So we're having a very, it seems like the particle width actually gets bigger as it goes away. What did I do here? Let's see here. Update ribbon. No. Add to vertex array. Add to vertex array. Ribbon particles. Let's see here. Oh, because the lifetime. No. Wait. Lifetime. As this goes down, this will go down. This goes, oh, this is opposite, Andrew. You have it the opposite way. Because when the percentage through life is 0, we'll be at the beginning of this lerp. Okay. And then it did seem like something weird was going on where like the particle width was like blowing up. I wonder if at some point the lifetime is negative. We get like a negative number there. I don't think that should happen, but maybe it does. I'm not actually really sure. Okay, let me go back to the X. That was crazy. Oh, you know what it is? because we're absolute goofballs. That head, I think the head position is like some enormous lifetime. That might be true. Next slice. Because is the first one the head? Yeah, look at this. We go particle head. Oh, and the head's half width is probably not updated. Okay, let's go check that out. So we go to, when we add the persistent, add persistent ribbon particle. And a particle gets added. Do we set up the head then? So we say new ribbon particle equals that. And then, did we set up the head? Tail, pushback, new particle, head, and when is the head set up? Oh, I guess, I guess, is that what we were actually just changing before? So when we add a persistent ribbon particle, are we changing the head? Oh, we do change the head. Oh, I'm just a bozo. Okay. So we want to go new particle. Well, actually, maybe we just don't need this half width then. Maybe the half width could just live on the head. I guess you'd want to be able to potentially change the half width over time. No, maybe the half width just has to stay constant. It already is staying constant right now. Yeah, let's just make it stay constant, and to make it stay constant, we'll just have to have it set on the head particle. So instead of setting this here, we will say new particle half width head dot half width. And then when we're updating our ribbon particles, and we go to add a tail, yeah, we'll push back from the head, and it'll automatically copy the half width from the head. Okay, that probably makes sense. Let's launch again. Oh, and then when we go from slice half width, we will also say go from the head half width, and this is just some debug, but it also is going to use the head's half width. And then this, I think this should be all set up. I did notice one thing though, is that for sweeping out of path, the axe makes a nice sweep because the hit points are straight up and down. They kind of like run parallel with the axe handle. But for something like the pickaxe, it is a bit weird because how I have the pickaxe set up is to be like angled like that. Maybe it's not too bad actually, because it does. I like it staying true to the to where it's actually gonna hit. So the whole point of me adding this and tying it to the hit line was so that the player knows what they're hitting. Kind of like this is the arc of your weapon, since it's kind of like abstracted away from the player. Otherwise, you can kind of see like that is your hit arc, you know. Okay. Maybe, and let's see what it looks like for the sword. Not too bad. And then the last thing I'd like to do, essentially, is like, I'm fine with keeping this updated, right? Like keeping it updated, that's probably cool. Actually, no. The thing is, I only need to update this while the weapon is in motion. Right now, I'm updating it all the time because I am testing it, so I'd like to see, you know, everything happening. But in reality, you only want to see this when you're swinging. If the swing thing is going nonstop, it's very distracting. So we only want to do it while it's in use. So I'm just going to move it up here to my in use thing, and then we'll run this again. Let's see here, get in the game. All right, I'm in game now, and you'll see one thing, kind of a bug I noticed immediately, is that when I swing it and I had a previous position, the head moves from the previous position, but it had a tail still from the old position, and we just weren't updating it anymore, so you didn't see that. Updates the persistent particle. Okay. I guess what we want to do is I'm just kind of thinking maybe we don't even need it to last. So what we could do is when we swing, we add the persistent particle. When we end, we say that the particle is no longer lasts forever. We set the lifetime to 0. And when we're done swinging, we disconnect the particle. Because when I'm thinking out loud here a little bit, but one thing I'm kind of worried about is like something like a spear that you could maybe attack really, really quickly with. I'd like it to be able to, all show individual kind of like streaks. So I think they actually need to be their own ribbon particles. I need to be able to make multiple of these. I don't actually want it to just have one ribbon particle. So let's kind of work on that for a second. So instead of doing this in the snap render, right? Yeah, this is. I actually am going to change this to a signed integer, and I'm going to set it to -1. And this just kind of shows me that, like, hey, you don't have a particle right now. Okay, now let's go back to the modular weapon. And what I'd like to do is this. If we're updating the modular weapon, if my ribbon particle index is -1, then I'd like to, oh goodness. I just deleted what was in my copy paste clipboard. Okay. So what I'd like to do is if the modular weapon swing is in use, if my ribbon particle index is -1, which means we do not currently have a ribbon particle, then I would like to add one. And I'll add the persistent ribbon particle. Else, holy cow, that's a terrible else, we will update our ribbon particle. Okay, we can just move this out because we're going to need it either way. Nice. Okay. And then in the case that we're not swinging, if our ribbon particle does not equal -1, then we're going to remove the persistent ribbon particle. So I need to add another function here. So we have add persistent ribbon particle, update it, and then finally, and I guess this is, I'm going to change these to integers. I am going to add a void remove persistent ribbon particle. It can just be passed in. Might as well change these to integers while I'm here. IO, this is now integer, so give it an I. And this is going to yell at me for signed, unsigned, but we're never going to have an absurd amount of ribbon particles. We're never going to have like 2 billion of them, so it's not a big deal. What we're going to do here is we're going to grab it we're going to assert that it lasts forever, and then we're going to change it so it doesn't last forever. And I think this might be enough to actually achieve the effect we're looking for, because the head particle will die immediately because its lifetime is 0. The only reason that it was being kept alive is because we had it flagged to last forever. So it should stop moving immediately. And then when we swing again, we should be able to get a new particle effect. And then this also means that we don't need snap render anymore, which is great. Goodbye. And just to show you snap render, get rid of it here as well. Save that. Okay. And yeah, I suppose, you know, I thought it would be useful for me to stream this because I see a lot of videos on YouTube, and I make them myself, where people code something and they just hammer it out super fast, and it's very obvious, and we all know it's not like they're not doing it on the fly. You know, that's not what organic programming looks like. If everybody could just say something and then just like immediately program it, and it works perfectly and it looks good and makes sense, you know, programming would be trivial. But it's not trivial. You know, there's a lot of work to be done, and I'm kind of showing that work here. So even here, look, this is all part of the render info, so we need to be checking that. Bang, 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 bang. Yep. Okay. I guess what else might I want to do with it? I guess, yeah, sometimes the trails, there's kind of two ways that you could fade out a particle trail. When you draw the trail, you can have the trail sort of like retract on itself to make it disappear. But I suppose you could also make the trail fade out. That would also be acceptable. Whoa. All right, so we've what is going on? Got some crazy effects going on here. So something's definitely absolutely fucked in the game right now. What did I do? I mean, it almost looks kind of cool, but yeah, this is definitely cooked. Don't even know what I could have done wrong. In fact, it doesn't even really feel like anything is wrong. I'm getting my weapon swings are kind of working. Are they rotating? Why is it so weird? What is this? I mean, I have to assume it's this code I just wrote. I initialized this to -1, right? Let's relaunch. Unused variable hit points. Yeah, it is unused, isn't it? Yeah, well, that definitely fixed it. Super weird. Okay. Yeah, right? Hmm. Is it something with the head's lifetime? Yeah, I mean, it must be something with me letting last forever. I guess maybe what I want to do is particle lifetime equals 0. I guess the particle's lifetime's been decreasing this whole time, so it might be a little awkward when we set that it can last forever. Okay, let's go look at this real quick. Man, it does some weird stuff, doesn't it? Huh. When I sweep the one way, it looks totally normal. When I sweep the backwards way, it looks totally freaking weird. I guess maybe part of the weirdness is that it looks like the head's width never changes. Yeah, which is a little awkward. Oh, thanks, Abdel. I appreciate it, man. Yeah, so I guess I need to change the width of the particle at the end here. Does look a little awkward. I wonder why it is like when it's swinging upwards, it kind of gets a little cooked, and when it swings downwards, it looks normal. Must be something about the direction of it. Wonder if it does that with the sword as well. Yeah, it does do it with the sword. Well, I guess we might need to go check that out. Man, it's frustrating. So I guess what would have to be happening there? Position, direction. What's flipped? I guess the direction could be flipped when it's coming backwards, and that might be awkward. I know, now I'm kind of just spewing nonsense. I wonder how this looks when it's zoomed out. Yeah, I like it going the one direction. It looks pretty good. I wish I could just have it. Okay, let's fix that. Let's figure it out. Oh, goodness. Maybe let me look at the hit points first. Modular weapons. Hit points. Yeah, so when it's... I guess some things don't... Some things have a special clockwise pixel art, and some just have the same clockwise and counterclockwise. So I suppose I could kind of rule this out by first swinging. I did swing a sword, though. A sword does not have a different... Oh, I bet you that's what it is. If I go to the particle system... When I do the add persistent ribbon particle. So when I'm adding the particle, this is what I was doing. I was guessing which sign this should be. direction wise. So I guess maybe what I need to do is I need to add in the hit points, and then I need to add in like the sign of the rotation. Well, actually what I can do is I can say bool clockwise. Maybe that's what I need. Clockwise. And if it is clockwise, I'll rotate it half pi. Else, I will rotate it negative half pi. I'm not actually 100% sure if this will fix the issue, to be honest. But I don't think it would hurt to try, since I did just guess at which way I should do this at the beginning. So we'll go back to the modular weapon, and when we add, when we're in update render and we're swinging, we should know if it's clockwise. If percentage through swing clockwise. Do I not have a function for that? I just have a variable. It's fine. Pass in a variable here. Clockwise. Clockwise. Let's see if that fixes it. And I feel like if it out of line definition. Yep. And persistent particle clockwise here. Okay. And I feel like if this doesn't work, or if it makes it doubly bad, so both swings are bad, I'll just flip these, and maybe that should correct the problem. Yeah, I'm not entirely sure why or where exactly the direction would come into play there. Oh, I suppose it's actually the vertices. I'm connecting them up backwards. Holy shit. Well, that's fucked. I don't know if anybody... Oh. I'm only going to let this play for a second. Oh, yep, that's a nightmare. Epilepsy warning. The fuck did I do? Oh. And there was a guy in the chat, and that might have just knocked him out. Okay, let me switch these negative signs. Sorry, random guy. If you ever watch this back, my bad. Okay, that looks to fixed it. And the backwards one is still messed up. Dang it. It's almost like some of the intermediate points are flipping. Just cannot figure this out. Okay. So let me just talk through this. So I'm drawing a ribbon particle along this green line right here to try to get a nice weapon sweep so the player can see where their weapon's hitting. But when I swing counterclockwise, it gets all messed up and like rotates around itself. So forward looks fine, counterclockwise looks absolutely busted. So let me put a break point here and here, and then let me swing counterclockwise once. How long did it take you to get this much knowledge? Oh, about game dev specifically, or about coding? I guess I've been coding for probably about 8 years now, pretty seriously, and I've been doing like pretty serious game development for about 5 years. So it's been a while, but I think the whole time's pretty fun. Okay, so it is coming through as counterclockwise. Do I need to change anything else up? Oh, I guess I'll show the code right now. So we have this coming in, get the half width, point direction. And it is 0.1 to 2. Now we're rotating at negative half pi. I feel like it should just be pretty alright. That one, same thing. Yep, because I'm just changing the head's direction. So maybe it must be something in the ribbon particle update that's messed up. Well, I'm pretty sure it's going to be related to the direction. No, can it even be related to the direction? Maybe when I draw it. Let's see here. Add ribbon particle to vertex array. Well, I guess that would be a good test to do. I can go both ways and see if it... Let's just see if I'm swinging. Is it always... Can I swing in all directions? It's just counterclockwise that messes me up. Man, it does seem like it's just counterclockwise that's just so fried. Why is it so fried? It's tough because I'm using OBS right now, or else I would record this and try to figure out what exactly is going wrong, just like watching the playback. I guess I could... Man, that looks absolutely hosed. Oh, it looks like the width is... Oh, it's just so... It's so messed up. It's like the positioning is even wrong. Like when I'm making my tail, it's almost like in front of it. Oh, maybe that is the problem. Like I'm adding the tail in front of itself? Seems like an impossibility, but... Oh, well, I guess if the direction was wrong... No, doesn't make any sense. Okay, update ribbon particles. Okay, the lapse lifetime. If particle lifetime is greater than 0 or whatever, sample rate goes up. Then I copy the head and I set the tail's lifetime to lifetime. And I set the sample rate and whatever. Yeah, there's just not much going on here when it's the when I'm adding to the tail. So it must be when I'm adding the ribbon particle to the vertex array. Something is weird when the vertices are backwards. Oh, maybe it's actually like a triangulation thing. Like if you guys are, well, there's one guy here, but I guess I'm talking to myself. So if I'm drawing the head, which way does it look good? It looks good when I'm going this way. So I have these two, this is like my points on my particle trail. They all have a direction associated with them. There's no point in drawing direction with this huge arrow. They all have a direction associated with them. And then when I draw their vertices, I draw them like this, where it's at a right angle from the direction. And then how am I and then I guess what would be the difference? When I go back the other way. Oh, maybe that's the problem. I feel like it is the triangulation there. Because if I do the particle on the left first. Let's see. Oh. You guys can't even see what I'm talking about. Well, I drew some stuff. Not that important. Add ribbon particles to vertex array. Well, oh, he's gone. Where's Paint? MS Paint. Weird. Okay. Anyways, back to this. So when you draw it, 0, 0 to 1, P1, 0 to 1, 0 to 1, 0 to 1. What is 0? 0, 0, 0. Texture, coordinates. Yup. Starting from the back. I guess maybe that's the problem, is I'm not... Am I rotating the points correctly? Am I rotating it backwards? Sorry if anybody's popping in right now. I'm very quiet. I'm trying to fix this swinging issue, and it's only happening when I'm drawing my ribbon particles in a counterclockwise fashion. They are all effed up, and I don't know why exactly. I guess that's a good question. It doesn't seem like anything should be here. It should be in the modular weapon system, maybe? Like, what changes when it's clockwise? Or I guess when it's counterclockwise. Counterclockwise. Yeah, I use the texture offset when it's counterclockwise, but that's it. How does it play into the swing position? Swing position. Does it change the hit points? Nope. Jeez. Oh, man. I guess that'd be another good thing to check. Let's see if it happens with the spear. The spear doesn't do the same kind of thrusting. Or I'm sorry, the spear does thrusting. It doesn't do the same type of swinging. The spear actually looks pretty normal. I think. Man, it's really hard to tell if the spear is cooked too or not. I don't think the spear is cooked. The thing is definitely not aligned though. Why isn't it aligned? Hit point 1 to 2. It's just definitely not aligned. Maybe it gets messed up when I'm trying to calculate the right direction. Because what is that? That's showing that the direction vector is messed up. Because it's ending on this odd point. But it's only messed up slightly, which is very bizarre. Hey, kitty. Okay, so add particle. Whoops. Add persistent ribbon particle. These are the hit points. I guess I could render the hit points again. I think I already am rendering them though. If debug draw collision. Yeah, I am. Well, I mean, I guess I could render them again though. Add a debug line. Debug draw collision. Yeah, it probably would make more sense to draw. Oh no, this is the literal game ones. Debug draw collision. Well, okay, let me try that. I'm going to do this. Oops, paste. Comment this out. Well, I kind of want like actually the exact same thing. Copy. Update render. Just want to see, sanity check this, because I am passing in the render info here. We don't need to check if it's on camera. It will be. Pass this in, hit points, and draw it as a green line. Let's see if this looks normal. That's not good. What did I mess up? Yes. Wait, did I change anything? What did I change that just absolutely hosed that? Huh. Launch this again. Oh. What? I've got back this old bug that I thought I just got rid of. Gosh, I'm so confused now. What did I just do? What? Okay, that's not good. What? Did this get messed up? Well, things are getting too stressful. Need some T-Swift or something. Okay, I think it might be the wind stream actually that I messed up. Yeah. Yeah, so the ribbon slice probably should have a default particle size, or default particle width of like half. I think that's what I was missing before. Let's see if that fixes the craziness that was just happening. Okay. Yep. Okay. No more craziness. Just back to normal old game. Huh. I wonder why the perfect swing text lost the outline. It's kind of weird. Okay. Back to the modular weapon. We can turn this all back on. We can turn this back on. And now I can check out this debug line to see if it's lining up with what I think it should be. Yeah, it looks... I guess maybe that's the weird part. Oops. Oh, that's weird. Why was it like that? Huh. Oh, that's just because it's not rotating. Yeah, that is bizarre. Okay, anyways. Well, let's go look at the code again. Yeah, where's point 1? Yeah, point 1's always in the middle. Point 2's always at the end. So when we go to add, we add persistent ribbon, we pass in the 2 points, and we do, maybe this is what we want to do instead. We want to do 2 minus 1. So it's first to second. Is this gonna change anything? Still want the magnitude there. This is all fine. And then let's just think here. So if we're swinging clockwise and we're pointing up, we want to rotate that by half pi. And if we're swinging counterclockwise and it's pointing up, we want to rotate it by negative half pi. So, so I guess these are actually, this probably was fine because it was all just flipped around before, but let's just make it more consistent now. So we have that midpoint and that. I guess we don't need this direction anymore. Sorry, if it's swinging clockwise, we go pi. If it's swinging counterclockwise, we go negative pi. Okay. Position, direction, that's all. This is what we update. Yeah. Okay. And then I suppose we weren't. Well, let's see what this looks like first in game. Because this should maybe just be the exact same as it was before. I wish the game popped up a little faster. The heck? Why is this so cursed? What the hell is going on here? It's like not clearing. I was just printing my mouse. What the fuck? So confused. Alright, I just need to think about this a little bit. Let's see here. No, don't save. Okay. Alright, I gotta just freaking zone in for a second because I'm getting sick of this problem. Okay, adding to the vertex array. Particle tail is not empty. We go through the slices, grab the front slice, pop it, percentage, fix the width, good to go. Okay, find the number of slices in the tail, current length, texture coordinates. Oh, I see. we're stretching one texture across the whole tail. Okay. P0 to 1. This would be the left edge of the texture. Let me see here. So I think the texture is like this. What is the texture like actually? 0, 1. Oh, sorry, might as well see the code while I do this. Let's move this over here. Trying to figure out what the fuck I am doing. All right. Let's see where these texture corners are. Real quick. Texture corners 0, 0 plus x. Yeah, 0, 0, 0, 0, 1. Yeah, so it goes 0, 1, and then wait, what? Why would I draw them like that? It kind of seems like it goes like this. Is that how I actually have it set up? Because this is positive y. This is, that's not what I meant to do. This is x, but this is how y goes. Actually, no, I think y does go positive down. What a miserable painting I've just drawn for myself. It's not going to help me at all. We start new. Don't save. Pen. So this is definitely how this works. This one has 0 on the y, so it is like this. Okay. Right? 0, 1, 2, 3. Okay. And then update ribbon particles. Nope. Add ribbon particles to vertex array. When I'm adding it to the vertex array, I have a 0 to 1 and a 3 to 2. And this is the head. Can't write today. I have a 0 to 1 and a 3 to 2. Okay. Then I go through the slices and I get the slice, the right of the slice direction. So the direction should just be a copy from the head at that point. Slice right, next slice right. What do I do next slice? Front, head. Yep. And then for each slice, I'm drawing a thing. So when we're sweeping up, it looks good. So this is the good one. So 0.0 is slice position minus here. So if this is the head and this is the tail and this is their directions, 0.0 is over here. 0.3 is over here. 0.1 is over here. 0.2 is over here. And then I go 0 to 1. I don't know why I just did that. Sorry. 0 to 1 like this, which is clockwise. And then I probably go 0, 3, 2, which is also clockwise, which makes sense. It's probably why it draws well. And then the question is, when I go down, does it still work? But it seems like it should still work when it goes down, right? Because when I go down, I'm still using the direction of the head. I guess, oh, you can't see this part. To drag it over a bit. I'm still using the direction of the head even when I'm going down, so even if these particles were going down, I still should go the particle's direction minus the right. This would be 0.0, this would be 3, minus the right is 1 and 2, and then we go 0 to 1, which is still clockwise. And then we go 0, 3, 2, which is still clockwise. So I feel like this should all render correctly. Where do I get it twisted? And that's the points of the... Man, this is so weird. Yeah, and then coordinates wise, I do backwards plus percentage to next slice, percentage to next slice. Oh, man. Slice right. Yeah, it does feel like what could potentially be happening just with how it renders is that sometimes the slice right does not give me the actual right. Like what it feels like is sometimes I go right and these are flipped. And when these are flipped, you actually get just like totally cooked vertices. But the direction should be good. I don't know why it would not be good. Unless clockwise is changing. No, that doesn't make sense. Yeah, so if we're in the in-use one, there's no way that's what was causing it. Gosh. Golly gee willikers. Huh. The ending position does seem a little cooked also, if I'm being honest. No, it doesn't. Seems right. Maybe it's not. Why is it so cooked when it goes backwards? What could it be? What could it be? What could it be? I'm actually fried. Might have to end the stream and just so I can just focus on this. Nah, we must persist through the struggle. Let's go. So forward looks fine. Backwards is totally cooked. Maybe everything is working as it seems, but the hit points get weird because of the swing speed. Maybe as it rotates, that rotates. Oh my gosh, I think it is. Is it spinning around as it rotates? What? Oh my gosh, it is. Oh my gosh. Okay, so everything is working. It's spinning around. Why? Get hit points. Okay. Swing position, hit points. Maybe that is it. All right, I think I might have figured it out. Oops. Well, I mean, I definitely figured out something. When the weapons are arcing backwards, counterclockwise, for some reason their hit points are also doing like a little rotation, and it's obviously causing some turmoil. I don't know why it's spinning though. Hard to see, but that green line, when it goes clockwise it stays still, and when it goes counterclockwise it does like a 360 around itself. I have no clue why it's doing that. If I just move it, it looks normal, and if I swing it, the axe looks normal. So why do the hit points spin? Let's look. It actually looks like maybe they're just not rotating in the right direction. Oh, maybe that's it. So the modular weapon, when I get the hit points, I need to rotate it the opposite direction if it's swinging clockwise. Well, calculate swing rotation. Oh, maybe this is just the wrong value to use entirely. Maybe I don't care about Oh, thanks, man. I really appreciate that. Or, thanks, person. User math. I really appreciate that. I guess, yeah, I'm looking at my code real quick. Coding. When I'm rotating these hit points, I think I don't even know if I need to do anything here. If it doesn't swing, if it swings, if it thrusts. Like, what am I getting back right now when I call this? Hit points. Weapon hit points. Modular weapon. Update render. Oh, not here. Here. Yeah, so I get the swing position. Calculate that. And then I rotate it by whatever swing rotation gives me. And it is swinging. Is the base rotation plus rotate this vector, the forward times, oh my gosh, percentage, this bunch of garbage. But I feel like that's all I need. It's just the swing rotation. This should also be taking into account if it's clockwise or counterclockwise. Oh man, why can my brain not work right now? It's definitely because I'm passing this in. I wonder if well, I guess we can verify it's because I'm passing this in by just removing this. Although this will make the weapon hit points render from the simulation instead of the rendering position, which will make it look a little less good. No, it's still messed up. That means that the hit points themselves are actually just messed up whenever it's swinging counterclockwise. Well, I guess that's good to know, but But not really. Okay, so get weapon hit points. Doesn't matter. Swing position. Hit rotation. Yeah, it's just bizarre. If it's a sweep, forward, arc angle, rotation. Yeah, it's just a rotation. Why? Okay, sweep, clockwise, just this. Rotates the vector, percentage through swing, arc angle. And what's the base rotation? Yeah, some value. Okay. Yeah, and I'm rotating it about a 0 point, so. Oh, why is it so messed up? Like, I guess what's messed up is I feel like I could fix it by here just saying clockwise, clockwise. Why is this not a variable? Oh. I feel like I can fix it by just saying if it's clockwise, do the forward rotation, else do the reverse rotation, but I don't know why it would work. It seems like this would fix the problem because it seems that when we're going counterclockwise, the hit points are rotating in the wrong direction, but it doesn't really make any sense because it's not like the weapon's rotating in the wrong direction, and it's just using the weapon's rotation, so it's very weird. Oh, and in fact, this does not fix the problem. It's still broken. Which, hey, maybe that's a good thing that it's still broken, because this didn't make sense as a solution to begin with. So, swinging, that one makes sense. Oh yeah, look how messed up that is. Yeah, so it is right. Or else it would be drawn all messed up. Crazy. Okay. So I'm just going to change this back to what I had it before. Okay. Delete, 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 delete. So something else. Something else must be messing with this. Maybe this is rotate vector. Wait, is this rotation just... No, the rotation is supposed to be radian. Is this swing rotation actually a radian? No. No, it's not. Turns the clockwise angle. Bizarre. Bizarre. Relaunch this one more time. Well, I guess what I can do additionally is I'm gonna get rid of this ribbon, persistent ribbon particle effect, and then I should be able to just see the hit position thing rotating weird. We'll see what that looks like. I wish that the game popped up faster with OBS when I launch it. It doesn't seem to pop up that fast. Well, either way. So let's zoom in. So again, I'm looking at this green line right here. So when I swing down, it looks to swing correctly. And then when I swing up, I think it like does like a spinny rotate thing. It's honestly too fast for me to catch. No, it looks normal. What? Wait a second. No, that's normal. Man. I guess for a split second, the point goes to the other side, but I don't even think that's negatively affecting me because all I'm looking at is the swing arc. Am I not passing in the, I am passing in the render info. Huh, I wonder why it's lagging behind a little bit now. Should be spot on. What framework are you using? I'm not using a framework. I just, I'm using SFML, and everything else I've just been writing from scratch. All right, let me look at the, I guess I'm going to leave the game up while I do some coding because I think people like looking at the game more than they like looking at the code, to be honest. I'll go to an interesting spot to stand still or something. Get some of this debug off the screen also. There you go. Okay. So, I wonder if I hit a breakpoint, if it... Oh, I'm not going to hit a breakpoint. I wonder if I hit a breakpoint, though, if it puts the thing away. Oh, it just freezes it. Okay. I'm broke in the code right now. That's why the thing's frozen, but... Okay, get weapon hit point. Start end. Display position. Yep. Yep. Rotation, first, second, hit point. Yeah, it should be all good. I wonder why it's not. Seems like it only gets offset when it's actually swinging. I wonder, actually, I'm just going to record. See if I can show recording. Can I watch recordings right now? Be from today, 124. Just pause my sound. Sorry, I'm watching a video of what I just did in game in slow motion.
Maybe I'll turn back on the particle effect that I'm trying to look at and see if we learn anything new from a video of it. Yeah, and for if anyone is here, just to recap what I'm trying to do right now, I moved my particle system from like a global system to a instance system yesterday, and then I've been working on my ribbon particles today because I want them to like trace the outline of a weapon. When you swing, you get that like nice arc in a lot of games, but I want the arc to literally be tied to the hitbox to kind of show it like sweeps out and shows the player like where I'm checking for collisions. And it looks pretty good when you swing clockwise. I'm sorry, yeah, when you swing clockwise like that. But it's all messed up when you swing counterclockwise, and I can't quite figure it out. You got like the axe swinging clockwise and then counterclockwise. It just looks atrocious. So I'm trying to figure that out, but honestly, I've been struggling with it for, I don't know, like the last hour. So I'm resorting to some archaic debugging tools. I'm gonna take a video in OBS and just like watch it frame by frame, try to get an understanding of what's going on. So this way looks terrible. This way looks good. This way looks terrible. Stop recording that. And then I guess I can probably just show the video. Would it be window capture? Nope. Display capture. Nope. Oh. I don't think SFML is a framework. I mean, I guess I don't really know what a framework is. I guess it kind of depends on like what your definition of a framework is, but I kind of figured that a framework would give you like more of a setup. SFML is kind of just a library. It lets you get like input from the controller and keyboard, and then it has like a pretty primitive like way of passing like a vertex array to be rendered, but it doesn't do much else. I suppose maybe that is a framework. I'm not really sure. I guess I've only really worked with engines directly and then SFML. But yeah, you let me know. Oh, I'm gonna watch my little video I just recorded. Let's see here. Man, it's so weird. Huh. You know what? It actually looks like the problem might not be with the hit points. The hit points look normal. They look pretty normal. They look like they start to rotate a little bit weird at the end of either swing. this. What is... So if I show this real quick. I'm looking at this frame on this video real quick. And if you look, the green line is where I'm expecting the particle head to be. And it looks like it's drawing it like rotated. So the points are here. Can you see my mouse? Yeah, here and here, but the head is like rotated like 90 degrees kind of unexpectedly, which makes me think that I have messed up the code, almost certainly. Let's go look at it real quick. Close that one out. All right. I guess I'll get rid of the blue. Okay, update persistent particles. So we're passing in these hit points and clockwise. And I'm setting the midpoint to the middle of the hit points. And then I'm getting the direction from first point to second point, and then I am rotating it by half pi. Oh, I wonder, this rotate takes a radian, right? Certainly. Yeah. And that is the direction. Super weird. I'm watching the video again. It looks like the direction is like rotating very quickly when it's counterclockwise. I feel like I have just, I must have some error here that I'm just like grossly overlooking. Oh, it's so frustrating. I guess I just need to just try to catch the error in action. So if I suspect that it is the direction vector that's causing a problem, I suppose I could try to capture when it's rotating too quickly. So I could take the angle of the current one and take the angle of the new one and compare to see returns the clockwise angle in degrees relative to the down axis. Yeah. Toss back on the music, might as well. We will figure out this bug. So if the hit points are expected, oh, maybe. Man. Try that actually. Sorry, I got quiet there for a bit. I'm just really struggling to see the errors here. Like the hit points, draw it. First, second, green, one. Okay, let's do this. Yeah, I wasn't exactly hoping or expecting to get stuck this hard. Let me do another chord here. Yeah, it's a little unfortunate to get stuck on a problem this bad. I guess I'll zoom out super far so people are like, wow, look how big the game is. There you go. Look at that big game. Nobody who's here. check that out. Oh man, cannot figure out this bug. So is my math bad? I'm about to just put this down for a second, but I really want to figure it out. For anyone tuning in, I'm trying to get my weapon sweeping looking good in the game, and it works one way and just does not work the other direction. And so I'm kind of trying to figure that out right now. But until then, I'll just let you enjoy the zoomed out world. Am I updating the wrong particles now? Direction? Pretty much straight down. Honestly, I guess I should have started here. What just happened? What is happening? That's what happens when I debug break and step? Oh. Is this the first time I've hit this? Yeah, certainly I would put this breakpoint in here also. multiplexing. All right, come on, Andrew. Think, brother. Adding the particle. Add the ribbon particle. We push onto the tail, the front, lifetime, new ribbon particle. Okay. And it should have the right width already. Persistent, half width is that. Lifetime lasts forever. Updates. Update ribbon particles. Nope. No speed. No rotation speed. And go through all of the children. Lifetime, pop, else. Push the slice. If it lasts forever, sample timer up. Copy of the head. Yep. Alright, I need to do like 15 push-ups, wake my brain up. Excuse me. Alright, let's look at something in the game. See these blueberries? When you eat them, you get your energy back. And little yellow crosses pop up. I added that the other day. Very cool. When you swing, it looks terrible this way. Looks pretty cool that way. That's what we're trying to fix now. Oh, what is this? I just got a heads up from YouTube. What does this say? Oh. I have to be 16 years old to stream. I am at least 16 years old. Don't worry about that. Back to the show. Okay. What if my rotate functions just host? I don't even need to do this, like... rotating the vector, I should just be able to do right and left. I feel like that's just maybe rules something out there. So the direction can be, I'll be like, am I going clockwise? Andrew math, right. Of this. Else, Andrew math, left of this. I think that should just be a little bit faster anyways, but also I'm getting desperate here on ways to fix my problems. You know, I got problems. We're trying to fix them. That did something. I lost the my width is all messed up now. Did I delete the width on accident? Oh, weird. Wait, what? No, it doesn't make any sense. Let's go to the render law. Particle system. Here. Yeah. New particle. Yep. Add. Here's my new particle. And I would like to break when the head's width changes. Should break here. Yep, when it makes signs. They don't break anywhere else. Which is crazy. Huh. So rotation speed set to 0. Okay. Rotate vector. If r equals 0, return 1. So let's do this. Add persistent ribbon. So click that.
To find someone great, but don't
Oh, what? Why is my direction so huge? Oh, I didn't normalize this. Duh. Come on, Andrew. What you doing, bro? Oh. Yep. Wonder if it's the loop stuff. That'd be crazy. I'd be so mad. Wow. Alright. Well, I finally figured out my bug. And it's something that I talked about right at the beginning of the stream to myself. I've got this stupid looping thing where my ribbon particles will like randomly do loops because I wanted them to for the wind streams. And it is just screwing me over. So started loop, finish loop. How about should do loop? And we will set that to false. And then we'll say if particle dot should do loop, we'll do this stuff. Wow, if this fixes my problem, which I think it will, I'm going to feel like $1,000,000. Minus 2 hours of work. That's crazy. Crazy. There we go. And it's fixed. Well, Crazy. Okay. Oh man, it's so frustrating. Poke. See if I can get my perfect swing text back to how it looked before. Alright, and then this is where I wanted to be 2 hours ago. Okay. And then what I can mess with here is I can mess with the inverse sample rate, and I can mess with the lifetime. So the inverse sample rate will make this smoother, and the lifetime will make the trail not last as long. And then I think the last thing I'd like to do is I would like to make it so that the head's width decreases with time. I'm not sure exactly how I'll do that. I guess yeah, I guess if the head's lifetime is 0, I could just make it start to go lower. Oh look, the cow's eating food. Yeah, because the tail goes off of lifetime and reduces its width, but the update ribbon particles. Let's see here. Yeah, I guess it's when I draw the ribbon particles. Yeah, I guess the head particle never really gets updated. Its lifetime is just whatever the other one is. So we could go add ribbon particle to vertex array. Total length, slices greater than 1. Num slices the head. And I guess how I would want to do it is, well, I guess it's just using the head slice position. What is this heads up thing? Yeah, that's probably fine. YouTube does not like that I played music. That's fun. Okay, well, music's off. Hey, girl. Alrighty. Oh, okay. Let's do the... So, I guess it's a matter of modulating the head's width. So, we have the slice half width is set to the head's half width times the percentage through lifetime. And I guess... I guess maybe that's what I want to do at the very end of the particle. So that'll be getting smaller and retracting as it's going into the head. Yeah. Maybe I just leave everything. No, that's weird also. Yeah, I think I just need the width to just go down. But then I would need to know its percentage through life. So I guess every slice lifetime is getting decreased as we update the ribbon particles. The lifetime of the main particle goes down. And what do we... no. And then as that's empty... I guess that's why I never changed the width to begin with, because it's just a little awkward. Yeah, because you don't always want the width to go to 0, do you? I guess the inverse sample rate for the persistent ribbon particle is at 20 right now, so that would be maxed out at like 20 FPS. Go .02, that'd be maxed out at like 50 FPS. See how much smoother that is. Yeah, it's definitely smoother using a thing of 50. Which is pretty cool, honestly. Okay. So I do like the swing now. What happened there? That was weird. And that one. Huh. Sometimes it like doesn't draw the head. I actually think it looks better. Maybe I just don't connect it to the head? I wonder if I want the color to fade over time as well. It does seem like maybe that'd be kind of cool. I guess I could just test it out by fading it to like a transparent color just to start. So I could do like a color start, color end type deal. Color end. And then I could say new particle dot color end equals We do color white. We do like a white, but just with 0 transparency. And then when we add the ribbon particles to the vertex array, I guess, yeah, should show some code in here. We add the particle to the vertex array and we calculate the percentage through the life. We want to set the slices color. And I guess the slice probably doesn't have a color right now because I just have this all in. Whatever it is. So we're going to say color start. And then in here, we'll just say color. And then we will set the color to, I think I have a lerp color function, and we want to put that color end here. So we'll go particle dot color end, particle dot color start, and percentage through life. So if our percentage through life is, I guess it's inverse percentage through life. It's not actually percentage through life. Set the color there. And then when we are setting the colors of the vertices, instead of using the particle colors, so 0.0 and 3 are from slice. So 0 and 3 are that one, this one, and this one. So this one, just make 0 and 3, the last two here and here. And then the other ones will be next slice colors. Okay, that looks good. And then the only thing that we need to do is we actually need to set color start and color end when we're adding the persistent particles. So this will be color start. And then for the wind stream, color start and color end will be the same. And that should do the trick. Let's see here. Oh, yep, this needs to be color, 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 color. Fix up our IM GUI real quick. Oh, need one more here. New particle dot color start. New particle dot color end. Then I wonder if I should just not draw the head. I mean, like, so now you see it fades out a little bit. Yeah, I wonder if I should just not draw the head. Add to vertex array. Da, 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 da. I might actually just not draw the head, because the head particle, it almost just serves as a purpose to populate it. Although in the trail thing, it is kind of nice to attach it directly where we want it. I'm just trying to think if there's any way we can just actually update it. Maybe when lifetime is so if the tail's empty, yeah, there's nothing to draw, which does make sense. But what we could do is when we're updating the slices, add slice to particle array. What about when we're updating the ribbon particles? If it's less than 0 and we're not lasting forever, then we probably should also update the head particle, like the head slice. And we're changing the slice's lifetime. I think is that all we're doing? Changing the slice's lifetime? I guess so. So we can just say if lifetime is less than or equal to 0 and we're not lasting forever, then we should take particle.head.lifetime and minus the elapsed time. Maybe that'll be enough, actually. I guess we'll want to update the width and everything like that, though. Yeah. So when we're adding ribbon particles to the vertex array, if there's no tail, yep, there's nothing to do. Length to next slice is not relevant for the head. But some of this other stuff is relevant to the head. Slice lifetime. Yeah, it's really just, right now it's just the width and the color. So I'm just going to duplicate it just to see if we can even get this working. So it'd be if particle dot lifetime is less than or equal to 0, and this is not lasting forever. What did I call that? Lasts forever, and it doesn't last forever. Then we should calculate the percentage through for the head. So we'll go dot head. My goodness gracious. Head lifetime divided by lifetime. And then we'll lerp. I guess we can't use the head's width because that is our width. Color start and yeah, so I guess I will have to move this out. Or I guess like duplicate it. So I'm just going to move this out here, which is fine. Half width. And then when we set the half width, we can set it from here. Just set it from here. Just the regular half width. Regular half width. Yep, that all looks normal. And then when we add the ribbon particle, we will want to take the particle and we'll want to make sure that we set the head. We want to set its lifetime equal to the slice lifetime, And then since we're copying the head into the tail, we don't actually need to set it here. Loop start time. Sus. And then let's bring back up the game. And what should happen now is that once we're done swinging the sword, the head particle should start shrinking and losing its color, which should look pretty natural. It should look like it's the natural end of the tail. But I guess we'll find out in one moment. Just compiling right now. Cannot assign particle with const qualification. What is this? Head. Half width. What? Cannot assign variable particle with const. Oh, yes. So the slices are all mutable, but the head also needs to be mutable because that can change as we draw it. Honestly, like, this stuff doesn't really need to be mutable. I could just calculate it in the update and leave the draw as const, but there was a reason why it was more convenient to do it in the draw. I think maybe it had to do with just like how the iteration was working through the queue. But let's see what this looks like now. So yeah, I think this looks pretty okay. So yeah, like that arc that it's sweeping out, that should be like exactly where the hitbox is. So if an enemy gets hit by this arc, then they should take damage. Let's go test it out a little bit. And this effect is tied to the actual hitbox of the weapon. So no matter what weapon you use, you should see the correct hitbox. And maybe it kind of also just like shows you that there is some intricacy there between the weapons. These things have been annoying me. All these random trees that are on fire. Get rid of these. Bang. Bang. Yeah, I think this looks pretty okay. I don't think it's perfect. But it's pretty much what I envisioned. I didn't really know what this was going to look like when I first set out here. I think that the axe looks pretty cool. It kind of encapsulates like exactly what I wanted. Things that don't have quite as nice of a sweep are a little bit harder to see. Like the pickaxe, that's not a bug or anything. That's actually just, it's a very thin line that the pickaxe uses. Draw it there for a second. It's just a very thin line that it uses for collision checking, which is what I wanted for the pickaxe. So I grab the hammer, see what that looks like. Yeah, I guess maybe it shows you that it's a little bit lame. Probably should update that to like sweep the front edge or something. That feels pretty good to hit stuff. Let's look at this sword. Yeah, it'd be nice if the golden sword, the texture swapped. It's a little bit ugly. Let's go in this way. But I think we got there in the end. I'm actually just like a little bit hungry, so I might just go end the stream, go eat some food now. This took a little bit longer than I was originally expecting. I've been coding for about 3.5 hours now. Yeah, but it was fun. Yeah, let me think if there's anything else I want to do right now. Probably not. Not on stream, at least. I'm kind of cooked. Ooh, I would like the healing numbers to also pop up with the border. Let me change that real quick. Is damage text also showing up like that? Oh, it is. Nice. All right.